Posing as my boss, Richard draped his arm around Jessica's shoulders. The entire office was gathered for what was supposed to be my promotion celebration. A promotion I'd worked 5 years to earn. "Everyone, please raise your glasses," Richard announced, his voice carrying across our startup's open plan office. "To Jessica, our new head of business development. The position that was promised to me. The position I'd built from nothing." Jessica beamed, her 3 months of experience at our company apparently worth more than my half-decade of dedication. She'd swooped in with her Harvard MBA and perfectly curated LinkedIn profile, and somehow convinced Richard she was the second coming of Steve Jobs. "Speech," someone called out. Jessica stepped forward, her designer suit perfectly pressed. "I'm so honored. I know I'm relatively new here at TechForge, but I promise to bring fresh perspectives and innovative strategies to take us to the next level." I maintained my pleasant smile, nodding appreciatively. Nobody seemed to notice that my hands were shaking slightly as I held my glass. "Rachel," Richard said, finally acknowledging me, "thanks for organizing this lovely celebration. You've always been great with office events." Right. Because that's all I was to him now, the office party planner. Never mind that I'd built our entire client base from scratch, worked countless weekends, or designed the business development strategy that Jessica would now take credit for. "Happy to help," I replied smoothly. "Jessica deserves a proper welcome to her new role." Richard beamed, probably pleased that I was taking it so well. "That's what I love about you, Rachel. Always a team player. You know, Jessica already does so much more than, well, she really deserves this." I felt my phone buzz in my pocket. Perfect timing. "Excuse me," I said, stepping away. "Need to take this call." In the privacy of the stairwell, I answered. "Everything set for Monday?" "All confirmed," my lawyer responded. "The paperwork has been filed. TechForge won't know what hit them." What Richard didn't know, what none of them knew, was that while I was just managing client relationships, I'd been secretly developing something that would turn the industry upside down. Something that made TechForge's entire business model obsolete. And I owned it entirely, developed on my own time with my own resources. "The patents?" I asked. "Ironclad. Your former employment agreement didn't cover independent developments. They have no claim." I ended the call and leaned against the wall, allowing myself a small, genuine smile. Let them have their party. Let Jessica have her moment. Monday would be interesting enough to make up for all of this. Back in the office, the celebration was in full swing. Jessica was holding court, describing her vision for the department I'd built. "Rachel," she called out. "Come here. I'd love your input on some ideas I have. You know, since you've been here so long." I joined their circle, nodding enthusiastically as Jessica outlined plans that were basically carbon copies of strategies I'd proposed months ago, strategies Richard had dismissed as not innovative enough. "Brilliant ideas," I commented sincerely, because they were mine after all. "See," Richard chimed in. "Rachel understands the value of fresh perspectives. That's why she's such a good team player." If he only knew what this team player had been up to. The weekend passed in a blur of final preparations. While my now former colleagues were probably nursing hangovers from Friday's celebration, I was putting the finishing touches on my new company's launch. Sunday night, I sat in my home office, surrounded by monitors displaying everything I'd built in secret over the past 2 years. Quantum Flow, my AI-driven business development platform that would make traditional BD roles obsolete. The same platform I'd carefully kept hidden while working at TechForge, developing it during nights and weekends. My phone buzzed with a text from Jessica. "Hey Rachel. Hope you're not too down about Friday. I have some great ideas for restructuring your role to better support my vision. Coffee tomorrow before the team meeting." I didn't reply. Instead, I opened my email to review the mass resignation letters that would hit TechForge's HR department at exactly 9 a.m. tomorrow. 15 key team members, all quietly poached over the past months, all fed up with Richard's leadership, all excited to join Quantum Flow as founding employees. Among them was Marcus, TechForge's brilliant lead developer who Richard had consistently undervalued. And Sarah, their top sales executive who'd been passed over for promotion 3 times. Even Richard's assistant Linda, who knew where all the bodies were buried, had jumped ship to become my executive assistant. My phone rang. It was David, my PR manager, previously TechForge's marketing director. The press releases are ready, he reported. Wall Street Journal, TechCrunch, and Forbes all have exclusive angles. The moment we go live tomorrow, it'll be everywhere. Perfect, I replied. And the client notifications? Scheduled for 9:05 a.m. 80% of TechForge's major clients have already signed letters of intent to switch to Quantum Flow. The remaining 20% are waiting to see the platform in action. I pulled up the latest valuation reports. Our seed funding round had been oversubscribed within hours of quiet outreach. Top venture capital firms had been fighting to get in, even without knowing the company's name or my identity. They'd only seen the technology and its potential. Rachel, David hesitated. Are you sure about the timing? Launching right after they promoted Jessica over you. It might look like revenge. I laughed softly. David, I've been planning this for 2 years. Jessica's promotion was just a convenient coincidence. Though I have to admit, it adds a certain poetic justice to the situation. After hanging up, I opened my laptop one last time to check Quantum Flow's platform. The interface was sleek, intuitive, and light years ahead of anything TechForge had. Our AI could analyze market trends, predict client needs, and automate business development processes with 95% accuracy, making traditional BD roles like Jessica's new position virtually obsolete. My doorbell rang, unusual for 11 p.m. on a Sunday. Through my security camera, I saw Richard standing there, looking distinctly uncomfortable. While this was unexpected, I opened the door, maintaining a neutral expression. Richard stood there in his casual weekend attire, a stark contrast to his usual power suits. Rachel, he said, shifting nervously. Can we talk? I led him to my home office, deliberately leaving my monitors visible, displaying Quantum Flow's interface and various launch preparations. His eyes widened as he took in the sophisticated setup. What is all this? This, I gestured around, is why I've been underperforming according to your standards. Please sit down. Richard sank into a chair, his face paling as he read the headlines prepared for tomorrow's launch. Quantum Flow revolutionizes business development with AI platform. Forbes. TechForge veterans launch industry-disrupting startup. TechCrunch. You're leaving, he stated flatly. Oh, I left the moment you gave Jessica my promotion, I corrected him. But I'm not going alone. As if on cue, his phone buzzed. He pulled it out to find emails from H. The first wave of resignation letters, scheduled to arrive early as a courtesy to give him a head start on the chaos that would unfold tomorrow. Marcus? Sarah? Linda? He scrolled through the names, his voice rising in panic. Half our senior team? 15 key employees actually, I clarified. All starting at Quantum Flow tomorrow. But that's not the biggest surprise. I pulled up our client portal, showing him the list of companies that had already signed with us. His face went from pale to ashen as he recognized name after name, TechForge's biggest clients. This is impossible, he whispered. These relationships took years to build. Yes, they did. I built them. And while Jessica was dazzling you with her Harvard MBA and buzzwords, I was building something that makes TechForge's entire business model obsolete. I demonstrated Quantum Flow's capabilities, showing him how our AI could accomplish in minutes what took his team weeks. Richard watched in stunned silence as the platform predicted client needs, generated strategies, and automated processes that formed the core of TechForge services. The venture capital funding alone values Quantum Flow at $300 million, I added casually. Pre-launch. Richard stood up abruptly. You can't do this. Your contract. Actually, I can. My lawyer thoroughly reviewed my employment agreement. Quantum Flow was developed entirely on my own time with my own resources. TechForge has no claim to it. Rachel, his tone changed, becoming almost pleading, we can work something out. Come back as head of innovation. We'll match any offer. I laughed, genuinely amused. You still don't get it, do you? This isn't about titles or money. This is about respect, recognition, and building something revolutionary while you were too busy being impressed by Harvard MBAs to notice what was right in front of you. My phone buzzed, more launch preparations requiring my attention. You should go, Richard. You have a long day ahead of you tomorrow. At least tell me why you're showing me this tonight, he said, pausing at the door. Professional courtesy, I replied. Unlike you, I believe in giving people a chance to prepare for major changes. Good luck explaining to the board why TechForge's value is about to drop by 70%. The next morning, I walked into Quantum Flow's new offices, a gleaming space in the city's tech district. My team was already there, excitement visible on their faces as they prepared for the launch. At exactly 9 a.m. our platform went live. The press releases hit. Social media exploded. TechForge stock began its inevitable plummet. At 9:05 our client notification system activated. Across the city, TechForge's clients received elegant presentations introducing Quantum Flow, along with their pre-negotiated contracts ready for digital signature. At 9:15 my phone rang. It was Jessica. "Rachel," she sounded panicked. "Something's wrong. All our major clients are canceling meetings. The development team isn't here." Richards locked himself in his office. "What's happening?" "Check TechCrunch," I suggested mildly. "I believe they have an excellent article explaining everything." I hung up and addressed my team, now gathered in our state-of-the-art conference room. "Thank you all for believing in this vision. Today we're not just launching a company, we're revolutionizing an industry." By noon, Quantum Flow was the top trending topic in tech news. Our client conversion rate had exceeded projections. TechForge's board had called an emergency meeting. And Jessica? She was welcomed to her head of business development title at what would soon be a shell of a company. After all, she'd worked 3 whole months for it. That evening, as I stood in my new office overlooking the city, David brought in a bottle of champagne, the same brand Richard had served at Friday's promotion party. "To fresh perspectives and innovative strategies," he toasted, echoing Jessica's speech. I raised my glass, allowing myself to finally savor the moment. "No, David. To building something revolutionary while they weren't looking. Because sometimes the best response to being undervalued